Today's game, everybody, SeeBot versus Additional Pylons. A PvP played on, I forgot the map name already, Automaton. LE. It's right in the corner. Starting things off, in the top right-hand side of the map, we have... hold on, let me be fancy. Wrong thing. There we go. SeeBot. On the bottom, in the bottom left corner, we have additional pylons, making one pylon already. We'll see if additional pylons makes multiple pylons. What the heck? Oh my gosh, this game is already off to a crazy start with additional pylons making 2 pylons already. That is an unseen strategy, mainly because it is a very, very bad strategy. There's no reason to have additional pylon like that. Oh, also Chrono Boost being used on a Nexus that is not making any probes. Why both players have completely cut probe counts is beyond me. The difference in the build orders right now is that SeeBot has an assimilator that's not mining and has a lot of Chrono Boost stacked up. Meanwhile, Additional Pylons is, quote, efficiently using Chrono Boost at this time. Nexus is going down for both players. This is going to be turning into a macro game relatively soon. SeeBot is the first to expand. So they both got an even probe count. That's interesting. You shouldn't be cutting probes this early into the game. Additional Pylon is actually hurting additional pylons. Wow, making another additional pylon. This is... Whew. This Nexus is going to provide like 9 supply or 12 supply, however much supply Nexus provides. And additional pylons is going to be up so much supply that these pylons are moot. There's absolutely no reason to have invested money in them. SeeBot is scouting around for proxies. That's not something you see every day. Interesting. EPM versus APM. Did not even know that that was a thing. Oh, I can even change this here too. I guess SeeBot can be on top. I suppose SeeBot can be on top. This is a very poor looking Nexus, mostly because of the cut probe count. This is a very poor looking Nexus too. Third gas being built very, very fast by additional pylons. This Nexus looks slightly off-placed as well. It looks like it could be one more pixel to the left. Fourth gas going down by additional pylons. Additional pylons has not researched Warp Gate. Meanwhile, Warp Gate is almost done for SeeBot. SeeBot adding an additional gateway, whereas additional pylons is adding another Stargate, or a Stargate, I should say. Neither player has opted for any adepts thus far. That's kind of interesting. Adepts are really great for humans because they provide a free scout ability. They also provide constant ability to harass. You have an adept here, for example, and then you shade it into your the opponent's main base, kill some probes, shade it out. It's like nothing's ever happened, and the enemy units are just clueless and pissed off that they aren't able to stop the adept shade. Chrono Boost being used on the Twilight Council for Blink. Now a robotics facility going up as well. Or additionally. Probe count even. Army supplies are even. Additional pylons is up quite a lot more supply. And that's reflected in the army count. Very, very fast third base going down for SeeBot. The reason why you don't see this in professional games is one of the very popular builds that Protoss players like to do in PvP is a 2-base Immortal Charge Lot Archon all-in. You can, although Stargate play has become a lot more popular recently. For a long time, though, that 2-base, 8-gateway Immortal Charge Lot Archon with +1 or +2 attack used to be the go-to build in PvP. Ooh, failed blink. Interesting. And that build, if a human had done that build against either player, both of these players would have died because their third bases are extremely, extremely fast. SeeBot's going in for an attack. I mean, kind of going in for attack. These stalkers ended up running away. These stalkers decided it was a good idea to attack. A lot of undecisiveness. There we go. Units lost tab. 5 stalkers lost in that engagement for some shields on that Void Ray. Not a great way to start things off. AdditionalPylons has not researched Warp Gate. Instead, it opted for fast Protoss air weapons and 2 Stargates, a robotics facility. This simply is not sustainable on less than 3 bases, to be honest. It makes more sense that we see this fast third base from AdditionalPylons now. Wow, a really, really fast fourth base going down. SeeBot having that optimal mineral saturation at all 3 bases, making it an appropriate time to take that fourth base. These nexuses are not rallied, so probes are kind of stacking up here. It's like extended thermal lance is being made, and SeeBot is going to go into a Colossus heavy type play. AdditionalPylons are starting to put on the pressure with 2 Tempests being made. Pretty decent gateway composition, I would say. I like having that hallucinated Phoenix to scout ahead so that you can choose the very best engagement possible. These Tempests are doing massive amounts of damage with that 10 range. Colossus, kind of not doing much. Stalkers, not doing much. Cannon is actually doing a lot. Takes out, it's up to 3 kills now. That's pretty crazy. That could have gone many, many different ways, and the way that it ended up going is AdditionalPylons is now forced to be on the retreat. Look at that Tempest. It's so majestic. It's so big and fast. Some might say it's a better version of the Millennium Falcon, while others might say it's not a Millennium Falcon at all. So now we got a counterattack going. AdditionalPylons has a decent immortal count. These immortals are splitting up. Battle happening on 2 sides. Stalkers, what are you doing? A really inefficient part about SeeBot's play right now is that all of these units are so spread out that this triple army advantage that SeeBot has means nothing. Do you see an army advantage in this fight? No, you don't. And as a result, the better army composition ends up winning. Oh my gosh. Phoenix survives with 1 HP. Oh, these stalkers were all distracted by 1 Phoenix. And that could have been the end of the game, to be honest. AdditionalPylons only has these heavy tech units coming out in slow increments that could easily be picked off by these stalkers. And now we see a really powerful attack coming on, still maintaining an almost 3-to-1 army advantage in terms of resources invested. but SeeBot is not utilizing its army to the fullest extent. This Colossus is barely staying alive. Ends up retreating when there's no reason to retreat. These units are also backing off with seemingly no reason to back off. We have a Tempest and 1 Interceptor. That's all? That's it? Tempest and 1 Interceptor, and we have 2 Immortals now. That's everything that Additional Pylons has to fight right now. And SeeBot has so many units that decide to back up when they get weak. They end up backing up too far, kind of walking back as well, not really blinking back. You should blink back and then walk forward. You shouldn't blink back and then walk backwards. It's counterproductive. SeeBot is going to scout the 4th base as well. 3rd base going down means Additional Pylons is in a terrible situation. Immortal count is starting to get pretty high, and that's going to be in Additional Pylons' favors. All of these units are heavily armored, getting pretty weak, so these Immortals are going to pop these Stalkers pretty fast if they can get up to a high enough count. Ooh, units lost is very even. SeeBot is not jumping up into the main base, partly because there's no vision, partly because it might not prioritize it or something might be going on in the way. Ooh, SeeBot is now starting to slowly get pushed back. These Immortals are able to do a lot of damage, and although they're coming out in slow increments, wow, that 1 Immortal had 5 kills. That's a lot of kills for an Immortal. Now these Stalkers, what are they doing? Okay. A lot of poor or inefficient code going on in trying to deal with the units on the high ground. This Immortal here, you can see it, but you cannot click on it. Additionally, with the Tempest, you can see it, but you can't actually attack it. So SeeBot is trying to blink upwards, it looks like, but doesn't have the vision to do so. Ooh, that was really painful to watch. Oh, we have a Stalker up here. 4th base has been taken down by SeeBot. All of these important units really needed to be with the Stalkers. The Stalker count has been all but lost. Only 6 Stalkers left. Units still streaming across the map means that... Where are these units? So these units must be just warping into a hard-coded pylon location. Or something. I don't really know. But what I do know, and what I can say definitively, is that not having a forward pylon is making... Oh my gosh. Is preventing SeeBot from having a lot more forward momentum in this fight. Losing all of those Immortals was painful. And now, Additional Pylons from fighting on the high ground for so long has been able to keep the Immortals alive. And looking at the army supply, armies are now in favor of Additional Pylons. Additional Pylons is going to be pushing across the map only on 1.5 bases barely, so this attack is going to have to do a lot of damage against sea bases now on 5 bases. However, wow, look at this. How many probes were lost? 52 probes lost for Additional Pylons, but somehow still able to pump out 2 Immortals. I suppose because it's not really... Or no, that's SeeBot. So making 4 observers... Oh my gosh. That's all it can really afford is 4 observers. A Phoenix and a Sentry. Not high quality units to sustain this army. So if Additional Pylons loses this army, that might just be it. Additional Pylons is running out of money now. 3rd base is now being rebuilt. It's not going to be online for some time. These Stalkers are just poorly being controlled. Ah, there we go. Immortal fighting, trying to hold its ground bravely, dying. Now the Stalkers going in. for whatever it's worth. And it looks like SeeBot is at the edge of defeat. Still a much superior economy. Look at that income. Unable to efficiently use the army and taking heavy losses, making that economic boost pretty null. Still fighting. Still bravely fighting when the stalkers are outnumbered like 10 to 1. There doesn't seem to be any code in place to prevent SeeBot from actually taking poor engagements. That's seemed to be the moral of the story in this game. Taking a lot of poor engagements, not efficiently using the army as one might. A simple attack move arguably could have been more effective than blinking forward and backwards and over-retreating. The over-retreating really hurt the attack capacity of SeeBot's army and nullified any army advantage that SeeBot might have had. And that is going to be game. SeeBot is not able to remake, still has a decent economy, but not able to remake anything. Perhaps if there was a Dark Shrine or something, or just some other options, but in SeeBot's current arsenal, not able to do anything. Look at this Sentry going ham. It's doing a lot of damage here. Yeah, there we go. Being microed heavily, both of these Sentries. Tickling the Nexus. That's not something you see every day. Oh, look at that. Teamwork kills the probes. Oh, wow, that probe came to try to finish that almost empty mineral patch. Wow, these probes are actually being made right now and sent to mine these minerals. That's kind of interesting. There's only one. Can it get there? Oh. Ah, alright. Now this probe's going somewhere else. I'm just kind of curious where it's going to go. Maybe to mine this mineral patch. Anyways, good game. Interesting play styles from both bots, and excited to see how both of these bot authors continue to improve their builds.